You ever come across a thinker who, completely flips how we see the world? But their writing is, let's just say, notoriously tough to get through? Well, that's the whole paradox of Judith Butler. Today, we're going to dig into some of their biggest ideas and show you a way to unlock it all. And that's really the big question, isn't it? Butler's work has had this massive ripple effect on everything from gender to politics, but actually reading it can feel like hitting a brick wall. So, how are we supposed to get to all those game-changing ideas? I mean, we're talking about a huge impact here. Since the 1990s, Butler hasn't just shaken up academic circles. They've given so many of us, activists, artists, thinkers, a whole new language to talk about who we are and what it means to be free. But here's the rub. The writing is, let's be real, famously dense. It can feel like these brilliant, world-changing ideas are locked away in some kind of vault. But what if I told you there's a key? That's what we're here to talk about. Okay, so to show you why it's so worth wrestling with this stuff, let's dive into Butler's most famous idea, performativity. And it all kicks off with one simple but totally radical question. Seriously, think about this for a second. Butler wants us to ask, where do our ideas of normal even come from? Who gets to draw that line? And maybe most importantly, who does that line serve? Once you start asking that, everything starts to look a little different. So when Butler talks about gender, what are they really getting at? Well, it's not some deep biological truth buried inside you. Nope. Think of it more like something that's built, piece, by everything we do. The way we act, the social rules we follow, even the words we use every single day. And this is where it gets really interesting. This quote reframes gender not as something you are, but as something you do. A repeated stylization of the body. It's this ongoing process, right? It's like a performance that we're all a part of, whether we're conscious of it or not. And that brings us to the big one, performativity. Now, a heads up, this is not about performing like an actor on a stage. It's actually a much wilder idea. It's the theory that all our repeated actions, how we walk, talk, dress, don't just show the world who we are, they actually create who we are, moment by moment. The action produces the actor. If you want a perfect, real-world example of this, just look at drag. Butler loved using drag as an example because it puts the whole system on blast. By performing gender in this over-the-top way, drag shows us that there's no real or original gender to imitate. It's all just a copy of a copy of a copy. Okay, but it would be a huge mistake to think this is all just about gender. It's so much bigger than that. This way of thinking about how norms get built gives us a toolkit to understand, well, pretty much everything. Let's check out the broader impact. And this same lens works everywhere. I mean, look at this list. We're talking about war, protest, grief, censorship. Butler uses these same ideas to ask tough questions, like how the media decides whose lives are worth grieving. It's a whole framework for seeing how power operates in our world. Okay, check out this distinction, because it is so incredibly sharp. On one hand, you have precariousness. That's just a fact of life, right? We're all fragile, we all depend on each other. But then there's precarity. That's when political and social systems are set up to make certain groups of people way more vulnerable than others. It's a powerful way to see injustice. So we've got these incredible, world-changing ideas that are also, famously hard to access. So how do we get to the good stuff without watering it down? Well, this is where the solution comes into play. So yeah, the challenge is pretty clear, right? You've got this dense writing, all these interconnected ideas, and it's easy to just feel totally lost. The solution isn't to dumb it down, but to have a guide, like a compass, that helps you navigate the journey. And here it is. This is that guide. The Judith Butler Dictionary is designed to be the tool that unlocks all these ideas for anyone who's curious, and you definitely don't need a PhD to use it. And look, this isn't just some boring list of words. It's an entire vocabulary for thinking critically about our world. You've got precarity, which we just talked about, but also things like grievability, that question of whose lives matter, and agency, solidarity. It's the full toolkit. So really, this is more than just a book. It's an invitation to start looking at the world in a completely new way. I really love this line from the introduction. It says the book exists to accompany the reader. It's not about talking down to you, it's about being a companion for that tough but super rewarding work of thinking differently. So look, if any of these ideas we've touched on today, performativity, precarity, any of it, got the gears turning in your head, then this dictionary is absolutely your perfect next step. It's built to take that little spark of curiosity and turn it into real, solid understanding. If you want to learn more and get your own copy, all you have to do is follow the link right there in the description. It's an amazing resource, whether you're a student, an activist, or just someone who's tired of thinking inside the box. So I'll just leave you with this question, right? In the spirit of Butler's work, what are the unspoken rules, the invisible lines that shape your world every day? Once you start really looking for them, you'll be amazed at what you find.